Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into an end-to-end AI video production pipeline. But hey, instead of just staring at dry technical specs, which, let's face it, can get a little boring, we're going to explore this whole workflow through a brilliantly surreal case study called Happy Nightmare. We'll see exactly how you take a raw, wild idea and transform it into structured visuals using tools like Gemini, Google Veo, and Catalyst. Let's get right into it. So to really set the stage, you gotta meet the protagonist of our meta-narrative. This is the exact output straight from Gemini when generating our script. Take a look at our main character. It's this utterly exhausted paper rabbit pounding away with a mortar on a dusty puppet stage, and it is literally buried under avalanches of paper labeled work, task, and deadlines. It's just desperately trying to escape the grind of modern life. And honestly, the most amazing part is that this entire surreal, deeply relatable concept was structured and generated entirely by AI. Crazy, right? Now, all of this leads us to the core question we're answering today. How exactly do you turn a surreal dream into a fully storyboarded film in just minutes? I mean, if you've ever wrestled with the traditional pain points of video prototyping, the endless sketching, the struggle to communicate a specific visual vibe to a team, the sheer amount of time it takes just to get a messy first draft out there, well, this workflow promises a very clear, step-by-step solution to all of that. To get there, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with 1, concept to reality. Then 2, scripting with AI. 3, prompting the vision. 4, storyboarding the scene. And we'll wrap up with 5, the production cycle. All right, diving right into step 1, concept to reality. When you really think about it, what we're looking at here is this perfect marriage of hard, cold tech and fluid creative direction. On one hand, you've got the raw computational engine, those intricate logical circuit boards processing mountains of data. But on the other hand, you're interacting with artistic style selectors in a platform like Catalyst. It's like a partnership. The AI is providing all the heavy lifting computational muscle, absolutely. But you have to provide the artistic soul. Moving on to step 2, scripting with AI. What's genuinely fascinating here is the sheer emotional depth the AI manages to capture. Take this poignant line from scene 1 of our Happy Nightmare script. I don't care where it is, as long as I can escape here. Oof. That proves that AI-generated scripts don't have to be these robotic, lifeless lists of events. When you prompt them correctly, they can tap into genuine, visceral feelings of burnout that we can all relate to. But of course, emotion alone doesn't actually make a video, does it? The really crucial takeaway here is how Gemini takes that emotion and categorizes the narrative beats. Notice how the AI instantly separates the concept into highly actionable production elements for scene 1. We get our visuals, a dusty puppet stage, we get our action, the rabbit pounding the mortar, buried in deadlines, and we even get our sound direction, a slow, dreamlike music box. It's literally thinking exactly like a film director right out of the gate. Next up, step 3. Prompting the vision. So stepping into the Google Veo 3.1 interface, you're seeing the exact prompt used to generate the Happy Nightmare visuals. And here's the golden rule. If you want to communicate complex visual ideas to an AI model, you cannot afford to be vague. You can't just cross your fingers and hope. You really need a formula. Let's actually deconstruct the anatomy of that prompt for a second. On one side, we define the subject, in this case, Korean moon rabbit folklore mixed with surreal modern city symbolism. That specifically tells the AI what is happening. On the other side, we dictate the aesthetic, dreamlike, dark fantasy animated short film, cinematic paper puppet theater. That tells the AI exactly how it should look. Mentally separating the subject from the aesthetic like this, it gives the model really distinct guardrails. And that is an absolutely crucial lesson if you want real accuracy in your prompts. That brings us to step 4, storyboarding the scene. So, once you have these elements, how do you sequence them? Well, a platform like Catalyst uses a super intuitive workflow for this. First, you just upload or generate your script. Second, you lock in that specific visual style we just defined. Third, you cast your characters to make sure they look consistent from shot to shot. And finally, boom, you generate the full storyboard prototype. It's really that streamlined. And just look at the result mapped out here for scene 2. Our protagonist is fleeing through this stark, monochromatic city, surrounded by these creepy, faceless ghosts in business suits. Notice how perfectly the AI platform has translated specific lines of text into distinct, consecutive shots, all while strictly maintaining that cinematic paper puppet style we asked for. It's doing the heavy lifting of completely visualizing the narrative pacing for you. Finally, let's talk about step 5, the production cycle. Now, I need to emphasize this. AI generation is absolutely not a one-click magic trick. It's a highly iterative workflow, just like the source documentation outlines. Phase 1 is creating the prototype, which is what we just did. Phase 2 is sharing that prototype with your team or stakeholders. Phase 3 is refining it based on their reactions, and Phase 4 is getting that final round of feedback before moving on to full-scale production. The AI doesn't replace this cycle, it just makes the whole process exponentially faster. Okay, let's see how this workflow builds up to the conclusion of our meta-narrative. In Scene 4, we hit a dark twist. The rabbit, after desperately trying to escape that terrifying city of ghosts, suddenly wakes up. But it's not a true escape. Nope. It finds itself right back on that dusty wooden puppet stage just as a cheerful yet undeniably twisted work alarm starts ringing. And then the script drops this haunting final subtitle: "There is no paradise where you escape to." The rabbit just lethargically picks up the pestle and starts pounding the mortar all over again as the curtain falls. It's such a powerful little narrative about the inescapable loop of modern work. And honestly, it kind of ironically mirrors the relentless, powerful, repetitive efficiency of the very AI production tools we just explored to create it. So there you have it. We've seen exactly how Gemini, Veo, and Catalyst can take a wildly surreal concept, like a burned-out paper rabbit, and turn it into a fully structured visual prototype in a matter of minutes. The barrier to entry for visual storytelling has literally never been lower. So the real question is, where are you going to take your creative escapes using these tools? What dream are you going to storyboard next? Thanks so much for exploring this workflow with me.